Tesla will now avoid a months-long trial around its self-driving technology just months ahead of its robotaxi launch, which Musk says is coming on August 8th. In the meantime, Tesla co-founder and former CEO Martin Eberhard told investors at an HSBC summit in Hong Kong overnight that he is amazed, in his words, that Tesla gets away with rolling out autonomous driving given its history of fatal accidents. Again, those were in his words on this. The stock was up about 5% just on the idea that robotaxis are coming in August, and that's something that we're going to be talking about right now. Joining us to discuss this is Tom Narayan, who is Global Autos Analyst at RBC Capital Markets. Tom, thanks for coming in today.
Sure.
So this was pretty big news as far as the market was concerned, the idea of these robotaxis actually having a date.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a surprise, but I don't think it was a surprise for investors who are long Tesla stock, or certainly sell-side analysts who have buy ratings on it. It's about 60% of my valuation, and has been for over a year, is robotaxis, or really it's autonomy. So that includes FSD to some extent. Right. So yeah, I don't think it was totally
full self-driving for those uninitiated on the FSD.
Right. It's like a level 2 plus assisted driving, and then robotaxi is completely level 4, drives you completely.
The idea that it's coming in August, does that hinge on that valuation too? Or is this something that you could be a little flexible with that timeline? Because that's been the knock before, that timelines are laid out and then not met. If that timeline's not met, do you still think the same thing about your valuation call?
Yeah, I do. I mean, my valuation's based on a 2040 year revenue target, and then I discount that back and I apply a multiple there. Similar to FSD, which is like a 2030, 2035. I mean, if it's August 8th, 2024, if it's next year, I mean, robotaxis aren't going to be mainstream for a long while.
Right.
I do see why he's doing it, where, I mean, he's trying to highlight the value that this could bring. It's huge, right?
But when do you think it could actually roll out on the streets?
We have a robotaxi service in San Francisco with Cruise and Waymo, right? I don't think it's going to be in some big scale anytime soon.
Right, but the difference, I'm curious if you agree with this. There is a view among those in the sort of engineering community that the reason why the Waymo and Cruise products work is because they use LiDAR right now. You roll your eyes, but I'm just saying this is the whole thing.
Yeah.
LiDAR, by the way, is effectively like a laser that's pointed at different places, and that gives you feedback about what's actually around you. Elon has decided he wants to do this solely with cameras and without the radar. It's just a completely different approach. And as a result, there are some people who have a view that that is not fully ready for full prime time, full self-driving. Right. And that's the whole question. And so my question to you is, do you believe that the robotaxi version of the Tesla is running solely on cameras, or somehow is a shift in strategy?
I could envision him pushing cameras initially. That's what FSD is based on. Could he capitulate on that and pivot towards using LiDAR eventually? Sure. Right. I mean, he's changed his mind before on things.
That's a longer delay, though, just in terms of getting things out on the street. If you're going
I mean, it could depend on where we have this product. Is it geofenced? What cities? Where is it? Initially. But at mass scale, we've heard Mobileye is a company that has a product that's building with VW, the ID Buzz, that uses LiDAR. So, I mean, we'll see. It adds a layer of redundancy. Theoretically, it's not 100% necessary. But yeah, it depends. You'll have to re-engineer cities to make this work in the future. You can't drive.
Re-engineer cities how?
Well, like, imagine a robotaxi in the Champs-Élysées right now, right? The Arc de Triomphe. It's impossible. So some cities, I mean, they're already doing that in New York, banning private cars in certain streets. You have it on Oxford Street in London, where only certain types of vehicles, some pedestrian areas are separated. Cities are going to change dramatically in the next several years or decades. Regulators are going to mandate that we use these things because they save lives.
There have been problems along the way, though. As the former CEO and the co-founder of Tesla pointed out, look, there's surprises. It's not just Tesla that's had the issues with this. You've got GM kind of rolling out their taxis with safety drivers now in it because of accidents they've run into, too. Grand scale, is it going to be safer eventually? Probably. You have people who cause accidents all the time, but the liability factor is a huge one that is going to weigh on the manufacturers of all these cars.
Sure, and that's been the real overhang of the difficulty. BMW always says the moment there's a headline that says BMW kills human, we're finished, right? But the reality is this saves, literally it'll save 2 million lives a year.
Right,
100
the
million
of being the one that kills somebody. I mean, there's still the legal framework you have to live within, and the outrage of the family that loses someone.
But what about the outrage of the 2 other million people who die, right? So,
but let me ask you this: I've asked Elon this question specifically and personally, which is, what is the politically palatable number in your mind in America of people who are going to die because the computer effectively is going to malfunction? That is actually the fundamental question. So right now, if you believe that 40,000 people die in a vehicle every single year in America, if I told you that 5,000 people were going to die every year in America, but a computer was going to do it because it malfunctioned, would you say that's a good outcome? Would you say that's acceptable to you? I don't know. That's why I'm saying it's not so clear. If you got the number from 30 to 20, I don't think that would be politically palatable. Right. So if you got it from 30 to 200, that might be politically palatable.
We know that 94% of accidents are caused by human error, right? So that number won't go from 30 to 5,000. It'll be a lot smaller. We have to remember other industries that's happened. Aviation, there were tons of crashes early on. Trains. And over time, those reduce significantly.
Spockian view,
right,
Dr. Spock view of all of this. But logic doesn't always prevail when you were talking about. And when liability comes and there are deep pockets of a manufacturer behind it, that's what the lawyers will go after. And for the family that loses it, it's, again, I understand the Dr. Spock mentality. But that's not how things play out in reality.
It'll be difficult early on, right? Yeah. But we'll get there eventually. Plus, look at China. They're moving full steam ahead with this, right? That's a Spockian view, and it works.
It is, and that's the way when you have centralized planning government, that can kind of roll into that.
We'll get there.